what's his name again? Hold on. I read so many books, I don't even remember the names of all these individual characters. It's awful. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chelsea and you're watching Chelsea Sang. Today we are going to do a reading log. So I'm going to be going through all of the titles that I have read in the past 2 months. But yeah, so we're going to be going through each one. And I think I'm going to start from the most calm to the one with the most going on. Yeah, we're going to do that order. So here we go. Let's go. We are starting with The Way of the Househusband, Volume 6. Like I said, this for me is like the most calm. I'm really like not in a rush to read it, and I only realized that I hadn't read Volume 6 when I purchased Volume 7. So I'm never really in a rush to go back and check it out, but I do pick it up from time to time, and it is always pretty enjoyable. In Volume 6, Tatsu gets involved with, I think they're like a women's group at the community center, and ends up learning how to do floral arrangements, which is of course very, very Tatsu. He also makes a friend while he's out trying to get souvenirs for his otaku wife. And what else does he do? Lots of different things. Honestly, I come for the shenanigans with this, but I really stay for like the small glimpses that I get into um Tatsu's relationship with his wife and just like how chill everything is. So yeah. And the awesome like poses. I think one thing that all like really stands out with this series as a whole is just like the emotion that you can see and the vibe. Like a lot of these like panels just have a vibe about them. Like and I enjoy it. I enjoy it because it's really just silly. It's all silly. So yeah, it's all I always like going back to something light, and this is usually one of my go-tos when I need to do that. All right, so next we have Sakamoto Days. I picked up volume 1. It's basically a story about a retired assassin who kind of gets pulled back into the game when he refuses to get back into the game. So it just kind of like, volume 1 just kind of like lays out the story. Well, Taro Sakamoto is trying to figure out how to live the life that he wants to live, calm and violence free, while getting rid of all the people who want to kill him without killing them, because he promised his wife that he wouldn't. So we got in Sakamoto Days. I am actually gonna do a more detailed review, and I will throw that in here at some point. So be on the lookout for that. All right. Next we have I Am a Wolf, but My Boss is a Sheep, volume 1. I honestly had no idea what I was getting into when I picked this up, and I just decided to give it a shot because the title is, of course, interesting. Now that I've read it, it's really cute, and I think what is interesting about just like the way how this world is set up is like the people are animals, but they're humanoid animals that are all like descendants of, I guess, of like whatever their ancestor like was. So of course, like this sheep person lady, the boss, is this like a far off, I guess, evolved descendant of a sheep. And that strange, but I can get into it. So here it's just a story about this wolf guy, Ogami, who decides to change departments in the company that he works to work with this lady who he has a giant crush on. However, because he is a wolf and everybody else in the department is a sheep, he has to fight his instincts to, I guess, dominate them all. And it's just kind of interesting. It's kind of like a lighter version of Beastar without all of the without all the context and the underlying messages that you get throughout the story. It's just a simple story where people are animals, and yeah, I don't mind it. So volume 1 of complete. All right, so next we have Love of Kill volume 6. So in volume 6, Rangha and Chateau are still on the run after the incident that happened in volume 5. So after the incident on the ship, after Rangha kind of breaks her out after she's kidnapped, they are in hiding again, and honestly don't know what the end game is. I don't think Chateau knows what the end game is. You get all the answers that you've been looking for in the first couple of volumes. You find out exactly who Rangha is and how he meets Chateau the first time. So we get to dig into both of their pasts, and it's definitely worth the wait, I think. And it really, as soon as I finished this, I was like ready to dive into volume 7. So of Kill. If you haven't started this, you should definitely check it out. Next we have Asadora volume 5. So Asadora really is my first Urasawa read, and I don't know if this is something that is normal for him, but I really like how this volume was done. So on the cover we have Asa and her 2 friends. She's now about 14 or 15. And she is recovering from everything that happened in the first 4 volumes with her family dying, the typhoon, everything. It's years later, she's still studying to be a pilot, and she's doing like a really good job considering her age, raising her siblings and all that. But we do get a little glimpse into her school life and meet her friends. And one of the things that like really captivated me with this whole volume is that throughout this, you like, when I guess at the climax of this volume, you are basically seeing all of these 3 girls stories at the same time, and they like each thing that they're going through becomes like a catalyst for a big turning point. I think you like, they kind of go on this journey where they are like, the next volume is going to be different. Like, they each went through an equally life-changing experience, and it's going to make them it's like the thing that they went through is going to determine just like the type of adults that they're going to be, I think, and how they're going to keep living their lives. So I think this is a really good volume. I enjoyed it. Volume 5. Okay. Next, we have Kaiju number 8, volume 1 and 2. If you want to know just like my overall feels about Kaiju number 8, you should check out my volume 1 review on this. But for volume 2, all of the things that I wanted to know at the end of volume 1 is kind of answered in volume 2. I mean, most of the things anyway. It's kind of funny, but Kafka finds his way, I guess, into the defense force, although he's not like a full-fledged thing. But I was like, come on, did you guys have to do him like that? I was a little annoyed by it, but like, it also made me chuckle, and I think that was the whole point, But yeah. Volume 2, how did this end? It's been a while. So Kafka is in the defense force, and they're about to do some field work. We also get a bit of a glimpse into why these powerful kaiju are actually popping up, and it's definitely giving more fire. It's leaning more Fire Force to me. Like, there is some kind of conspiracy going on with all of these monsters, and I want to know more. I really want to know more. So I am excited for volume 3. So yeah. Next is Marginal Operation. All right, so I read Marginal Operation volumes. What did I read? 7, 8, and 9. I would encourage you to check out the review that I did on the first 5 or 6 volumes of this a few months ago, but I finally got all caught up with this, and right now Arata is getting into some shit in Thailand. All right, so after he took the kids out of the war zone that they were from, took them to Japan. They had a little vacation, and now they're on the run and in Thailand because, you know, stuff happened. So we are kind of like diving into what's happening in Thailand with I guess like the poverty stuff, and also we are once again put into a situation where we're seeing I guess a devastated like population of children who are just kind of suffering because of the larger world around them, much like the original set of kids that we meet at the beginning of Marginal Operations. So I think that's kind of like the overall overarching story that is like kind of I think is going to be going through each stage of this series. However, Arata is once again like, you know, put in a position where he feels like he has to help these kids, but he also ends up meeting his buddy from the training camp that he was in when he first started on this job, and things go haywire. So he is kind of out to get Arata now, and we end up basically seeing like two friends kind of pitted against each other, and you spend like these 3 volumes just kind of watching the whole thing play out, and yeah, it doesn't end at a very high point, you know. So I definitely need to check out volume 10 to see how Arata is gonna like pick up from this, because it ended in a situation where he won, but he also didn't win, you know. For the first time he lost a kid, so of course that's devastating as well, and stuff with Sophie, like it's just a lot happened here. So yeah, I definitely I'm ready to get to volume 10. I am tempted to go and read the preview that is up on J Novel's website for the next volume, but I shan't. I shall wait because I got too much other things to read. Next, we have Dai Dark, and I read volume 1. It's quite interesting, very like low key, very like low stakes and high stakes all at the same time, and I think that's a little bit intriguing. So I'm gonna keep reading Dai Dark and see how I feel. I'm still a little bit confused as to why anything that is happening, but I'm pretty sure that it'll eventually be explained. So eventually I will get to the rest of that, and I will probably be doing a volume 1 review on this series as well. So look out for that. Yeah, Dai Dark volume 1. So next we have Sweat and Soap volume 9 and 10. I absolutely love this series. This is one of the best, like the most wholesome things that I've ever read, that I've read in a very long time. And I highly recommend it. In volume 9 and 10, we are our favorite couple is going through a little bit of turmoil, you know, but I'm honestly glad for it. You know, I think it really brings them to a more stable place when they get through everything. Asako is kind of confronting her past and trying on her own to get to a place where she can like fully give like all of herself to Kotaro, and I think I really appreciate the fact that they took the time to actually have her go through that journey. So I'm thoroughly like I just I can't. And you know what? I've been sitting on volume 10 for over a month. Not volume 10, volume 11 for over a month now, and I just can't bring myself to finish it because I mean, I know it's going to be good, but I have a very bad habit of just not finishing things that I don't want to end. So, I don't know how much longer I'm going to sit on it, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna see when this. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So that was volume 9. Volume 10, they are engaged, and that was the sweetest. Oh my, like. Proposal. Oh my goodness, the proposal of a lifetime. I can get behind that. You know, like my heart. My little heart. Anyway, so we end off volume 10 with Kotaro and Asako beginning to plan their wedding, and I'm not ready for it yet. I'm not ready, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all smiles. Like whenever I think about this, like I just feel so warm inside. Okay. All right. That's it. That's enough babbling. Okay, so another thing that I read, I think I'm gonna do this one first. So I put this down for a little bit, but I finally finished it. So we're gonna talk about it for a little while. So I finally got through A Promised Neverland. The Promised Neverland. I read volumes 14 through 20. I'm on like I put this down around Christmas, and I needed a break. You know, there was just like there was so much going on. Um and I needed some time, so uh, I decided to just take a break and then come back a little bit later when I um just like had the bandwidth to deal with it. I think I stopped off just about the time when Ray and Emma were looking for the god person thing to make a new promise, and they were in this world, and I just like couldn't. So a lot has happened, and I don't think I can recap every single thing because I don't want to take another 25 minutes to talk about these volumes. So I'm just gonna be brief about the journey that like happens from 14 to 20. um there's so much going on. There's so much. And I can say that I didn't enjoy it, but it did get frustrating, and I felt like it was doing the most sometimes. And I enjoyed it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. By the end of this thing, I was tired. I was too tired for. It was like by volume 18, it was like, what next? Like it was just like a series of unfortunate events on steroids. And volume 20, why? like for what reason? Like after every single thing that these kids have gone through, can they just not like can they just like can they just like not be fine? I mean, yes, they were fine, but I don't know how I feel about how it ended with Emma. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on that, let me know, but I just kind of feel a little bit robbed. And I can't say I feel more robbed than these characters have, but I I don't know. I feel a little iffy. And you know what? I think there was another volume that's going to come out that's supposed to be talking about dealing with like them in the human world and their life there. So hopefully that gives me a little bit of closure. I mean, I can't say that I didn't have closure. I do. I do have closure. They did what they were supposed to do. I went on the journey with them, the crazy journey, and I'm just yeah. I think the story I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I really don't know how to feel, and I think I'll have to come back and talk about it when I can get my thoughts together and my feelings as well. So, yeah. The Promised Neverland. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling lost for words. Yeah. Yeah. And finally, our last series for this reading log is ugh, give me a second, hold up. Ugh, okay. Here we go. Hell's Paradise. All right, so well, 3 to 13. So I read volume 1 like last November, and I kept collecting the series but didn't continue it until I got my hands on volumes 2 and 3. And then I read volume and then once I got to through volume once I got through volume 3, I just couldn't put it down. I had to keep going, and wow. I'm actually I'm sad that it ended, but I'm okay with how it ended. You know, it was I felt like it was like a full story that just got me where I needed to be, answered all the questions that I had in volume 1, where I was just like, what the hell is going on? What is this crazy island? Like, who are these people? Yeah, I honestly have no complaints about Hell's Paradise, except for the fact that it did the thing that I hate. It did the thing that I hate. Like, I really hate when characters that I am invested in die. And that is the one thing that Hell's Paradise did. Like, it got you super invested in each of the executioners, and then you just had to watch all of them perish, which was a lot for me. I really hate that shit. I really hate it so much. I hate it so much. Don't play with my heart. Don't play with me. Oh, but anyway, yeah, I think the fighting was cool. The art was beautiful, of course. The story, I think overall, what really stood out in the story for me, besides the all the stuff that's going on in the islands, is throughout the entire thing, it's really I think the connecting point throughout everything was the relationships between each of the characters. Whether it's the relationship between Gabi Maru and what's her name? Gabi Maru and his wife. The Gosh, why can't I remember any of these characters' names? This guy and his brother. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember anybody's names. Like, no. The Kinuichi and her executioner. This, I don't even know where to start, but this one and their relationship with Gabi Maru, and these two, the Tenzen. There's just, honestly, I don't think I can do any of this justice. But I can honestly say that I have really no complaints about this story. Through and through, it was very well written and drawn, and I don't know. I really have to think a little bit more just about. I could dig deeper into this whole thing, but I don't think I want to. I think I want to leave it for what it is, you know? Yeah. It wasn't really, I think it wasn't really very much like remarkable in terms of something I've never seen before, whether it's like plot points or different things that like you can kind of tell that was going to happen, or even what's behind the island itself, how and why it was created. You know, like they're not really dealing with anything new, but I think what made it stand out for me was, like I said, all of the relationships with the characters and just like their growth from the beginning of the story to the end. So I I personally feel that Hell's Paradise has lived up to all the hype, and I cannot wait for whatever the next version of this is going to be, whether it's a movie or an anime or a live. I would watch this if it was a drama. I would. I don't know that they could pull it off, but I would watch it anyway. Um, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed Heist Paradise, and I highly recommend it. And that's it. That is all I have for my reading log. I'm sorry if this was too long, but you know what? Thank you if you've gotten to the end. If you enjoyed this video and you want to know more about what I'm collecting, what I'm reading, and what's going on with me just in general, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video, which will probably be soon because I'm going to be on vacation. Not really, not on vacation. I took a day off from work, so I don't know. Maybe I'll post another video soon. Also, apologize for this one being late because I was doing my hair, so I didn't edit this. I'm filming this today, editing it today, and hopefully posting it by tomorrow. So sorry, but I'll see you in the next one.